Good morning to everyone. Welcome to IIBS IS Academy. I'm Ashok, Master's graduate from IIT Kharagpur. Since the past 6 years, I have been training UPSC aspirants. I'm an author, and you can get my books on Amazon and Flipkart. So, in this video, we're going to discuss about important articles in the Indian Constitution, specifically in the part 1. So, in the part 2, what are the important articles we'll be covering in the next episode. So, we'll get into that. So, Article 1 specifies about the name and territory of the Union. So the name of the country and the territory which it consists of. So it specifies the India, that is Bharat, shall be the union of states. This is the first particular thing the Article 1 is specifying us. And the states and the union territories thereof shall be specified in the first schedule. So this is the second point it is telling. And the third point which it is telling is the territory of India shall comprise of what aspects. So all these three things that are being stated in the Article 1. The first, India, that is Bharat, shall be the union of states. So recently there has been an issue, or the petition has been filed in the Supreme Court saying that the name of India has to be changed to Bharat. So because the term Bharat specifies about the freedom struggle and the name India was actually given by the foreign people. So that's why the petition has been filed in the Supreme Court saying that the name of India has to be officially changed as Bharat. And the Supreme Court has said that, and Supreme Court has dismissed the petition saying that, so Supreme Court doesn't have any call in specifying or telling the citizens of India how they have to call their motherland. So if they really feel like calling India as Bharat, so it is the individual's choice to call it so, and Supreme Court will not interfere in that. So India, that is Bharat, shall be the union of states. So you can use either. You can call India, your motherland, as India or Bharat, the way you wish for. And the states and union territories shall be specified in the first schedule. So in this schedule, initially, so all the parts, all the states or union territories were divided into four parts: the Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. Part A included 9 provinces, and the Part B included the princely states, and the Part C included the centrally administered 5 states, and the Part D consists of Andaman Nicobar Islands. So these are the four parts. But in 1956, after the Andhra Pradesh has fought for the territory based on the linguistic basis, so then the Amendment has come into the picture, and after the Seventh Amendment, they abolished this Part A and Part B, and the new states were actually formed based on the linguistic basis. So based on the linguistic basis, all the territories were changed, and as of now, we have about 28 states and 8 union territories. And coming to the Article 2. So Article 2 specifies about admission and establishment of the new states. The admission and the establishment of the new states. So in this, the article says that the Parliament may, by law, admit into the Union or establish new states on such terms and conditions as it thinks fit. That means the Article 2 is saying that the Parliament by law admit into the Union or establish new states. So it can form the new states, right, as per the Article 2. And it can admit any territory into the union. So if there is any foreign territory, it can admit that particular territory into the Union of India, and it can establish as a new state, right? So this is about Article 2. And so we have Sikkim. Sikkim was initially not a part of India, so it was a separate territory, and the Sikkim wanted to be a part of India, and as per this Article 2, the Sikkim has been taken into the Union of India, and it was given the it was given the provision of state. So initially it was given the provision of associate state with an amendment, and later, so the further amendment has actually done, and it was given the statehood. And remember, to admit any of the foreign territories into the Union of India, amendment is not needed. But in the state of in the issue of Sikkim, the amendment was actually done because the associate state, the clause of associate state was not present in the Constitution of India, and because of which, so we made an amendment, And to remove this associate state, so a further amendment was actually done and given the proper statehood to the state of Sikkim, right? So in this way, as per the Article 2, it can include any of the foreign territory into its own territory without any constitutional amendment. So that is Article 2, admission and establishment of the new states. And finally, the Article 3. The Article 3 specifies about the formation of the new states and alteration of areas, boundaries, and the name of the existing states. So within the Union of India, so if the new states are to be formed and the areas, geographical area, so is to be changed, the boundaries has to change, and the name of the existing states has to change. So that can be done as per the Article 3. So the recently, so the Jammu and Kashmir or the previously the state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, so obviously the Article 3 comes into the picture. So as per the Article 3, the formation of the new states and alteration of areas, boundaries or the names of the existing states, the parliament may by law form. So the parliament by law can form a new state by separation of the territory from any state or by uniting two or more states or the parts of the states by uniting any territory into the part of any state. So if there is any particular geographical area, so that particular geographical area can be extended or curtailed. The area can be removed or area can be added, right? So it can be altered. So the boundaries of that particular territory can be changed, and also the names also can be changed. So that can all that as per the Article 3, we can increase the area of any state or we can decrease the area of any state, and we can alter the boundaries of any state and alter the name of the state. So these are the provisions that were included in the Article 3. So when we discuss about Article 3, so the previously when the constitution was actually drafted, so we have given a provision that the parliament can actually make the changes to the territories. But there was a constitutional debate saying that if you really give such an extent of power to the center, so we are ignoring the federalism. So the federalism has to have the upper hand. So because of which the amendment was actually given by the by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar stating that so the no bill can be introduced in the parliament. No bill as per the Article 3 can be introduced in the parliament until or unless the president's assent is actually given. The president's recommendation is actually given. So except on the recommendation of the president, no bill can be introduced in either of the houses, either Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. So to change the territories or to increase the area or to decrease the area, to alter the boundaries or to change the name of the territory. And so in this, as for the articles A to E, subclauses A to E, so the state shall include the union territories, but the state does not, but in proviso, so the states does not include the union territories, right? So usually when you say state, so obviously it also includes the union territories in general. So as per the articles, right? But in proviso, so state does not include the union territories here. And the power conferred by the parliament by clause includes the power to form the new states, union territories by uniting the parts. So as we stated in the article 3. And remember, so this particular recommendation by the president can only be done the with the state giving the recommendation to the president that the territories are to be altered or these particular changes are to be done. So they have to give the petition to the president of India, and then he will be recommending to the parliament. And so whatever the stakeholders that were present that are being affected in this changing the boundary or the territories or for decreasing or the increasing of the territory, so the president will be giving the time frame for all those stakeholders to give their view so that the federalism will actually be upheld. And then provided the president is satisfied with the answer or provided the time period is actually finished given by the president of India, then he will be recommending to the houses, either Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, to proceed the changes as per the Article 3. So these are the three articles important in the part 1 of the Indian Constitution, and tomorrow we will be discussing part 2. And if you have any queries, please put down in the comments below, and please do like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you.